Welcome to the Playground of Possibility, Creating Your Life. And so if you've been following these videos, I've been talking a lot about the different aspects of life and the different areas in which we need to look to create. And so I've talked about bodies, and I've talked about relationships, and I'd love to talk about sex. And so oftentimes we get sex misidentified or intertwined with relationship as though sex and relationship are the same thing. They're actually not the same thing. They're two different areas. For example, how many people have you had amazing relationships with that you don't have sex with? And how many people have you had great sex with that you have no relationship with, so to speak of? And so we really have to pull them apart and talk about sex independently. And so I'd like to talk about sex as an aspect of life and the aspect of, or an element of creating a life. For sex is also part of the body's domain. And as you recall, in a couple of videos ago, I talked about the body, the health of the body, the joy of the body, the happiness of the body, being a contributor to a contribution or a detriment to the creation of life. And so sex is the body's domain. If we didn't have bodies, would sex be relevant? No, we wouldn't be having sex in the same way or copulating with bodies in the same way. And so let's look at the health of the body and sex as a contribution to that. And you know, bringing up sex is an extremely hot topic and not something that everyone is necessarily comfortable with, and definitely an area where there are so many judgments, especially self-judgments and just insane judgments out in the world. And so, yet, sex is something that so many people think about and so many people don't have a huge amount of ease around. And I would like to propose, what if you actually had your sexual reality? And would having your sexual reality contribute to the creation of your life? How many of the creative energies, and I don't mean creative like playing a guitar or painting a picture, I mean the creative energies of awareness, the creative energies of presence, the energies that create through question, the energies that create through the choices that you make, right? What if every choice you make was a creative element? What if every question you asked led you to greater creative possibilities? What if every sexual energy was also a key to creating not only a happy body, but also a happy life? And I don't mean that you have to be having sex in order to have a happy life. I mean, how many of the sexual energies have you either been embracing as a companion for the creation of your life, your living, your reality, your body, your relationships, your money, and so on? Or how much of the sexual energies have you been rejecting or avoiding or denying or misunderstanding or misidentifying or judging out of existence? And so is sexual health valuable to you? Can you truly have a full, vital, great life without the sexual energies? And for some of you, you might. And for some of you, have you even begun to recognize what your sexual reality is and what creating with those sexual energies, receiving those sexual energies, and having those sexual possibilities in your life, have you been willing to acknowledge what they can create and what would happen or what could you create if you were willing to acknowledge them and or receive them and or begin to crack the surface and just get into it, even though it might feel intense, even though it might feel weird, even though it might feel yucky, even though you might find the key to creating the most phenomenal life for you that's possible. So what if every day was a seeking of, a receiving of, and the playing with the energies of possibility that exist around all of us all the time and are seeking and speaking to us to acknowledge them, to receive them, and to be the expression of them in our world. So I invite you to this possibility. Welcome to the creation of life, the ground of possibility.